And I was not thinking, what am I gonna make for fall? I'm just like, a bag? I guess a bag is fine. Alright, because it is finally fall season, I get to work on all my fall projects. AKA Halloween things. I got this yarn back in, I think, June. Okay? Back in June, I wasn't thinking about Halloween projects, so I've been kind of sitting on this yarn waiting to start it. And that's kind of a mistake I'm not gonna do anymore. I'm only gonna do projects for the season. I'm not gonna like go way too advanced because then I'm just sitting on yarn that I'm not using at the moment. Anyhow, let's get into the yarn. Ended up picking out this yarn here. It is called Kind Feather. It's very lightweight. It is 100% acrylic, and this color, why doesn't Hobbii give you the color on the packaging? They give you the lot number and they give you the color number, but they don't give you the color. My idea for this project, I'll just say it now I guess, is I'm going to be making a Halloween bag, like a little cute tote bag. Ended up getting 2 green, and then I ended up getting these 2 purple, and the reason why I got green and purple is because I couldn't decide what color I wanted, so I'm gonna do 2 colors, and what they're gonna be is it's gonna be striped, so I'm gonna make a purple and green striped bag. And then I also bought white because I'm gonna put little tiny ghosts on it. So there's gonna be ghosts on the bag. This is a tapestry project. You know how much I love my tapestry projects. And then I also got this black color here. And originally I was gonna do like black for the little ghost eyes. Not too sure if I'm gonna do that anymore. I think I might get like little googly eyes or like little tiny eyes that I can just like clip in to the bag itself. Or I might just go over it with this and stitch little eyes. I think that making the eyes through like the crocheting isn't really worth it. These are the colors that I'm going to be using, probably just mostly these. Again, it is going to be a tote bag and I am going to put a lining in it. I don't know what fabric I'm going to use. I really would love to have a Halloween kind of fabric, so I have to probably buy that. I made the little grid. I just went on Procreate and I made the grid of what I'm making, and then that way it's easier to follow. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna put a mouth on them yet or not. Again, I think I might just stitch on it instead of crocheting it in. Also, if you are one of my Patreons, you will be getting this pattern. I think that's pretty much sums up what I'm doing. I guess it's just time to actually start crocheting it. Well, I'm starting this project off at a great start. There's this. And there's that, and then there's this over here. I think it's a lot easier for me to do the little ghosties with 2 separate balls of yarn, so that way I'm not pulling a bunch of strands over. But I thought it was a good idea to grab a bunch of yarn from the middle and try to sort it out. You can see how that's kind of going, so yay. My whole idea was I'm just gonna copy the same dimensions as my I Think You Should Leave bag, but realizing that this yarn is much finer, it's not as big. So I'm glad that I thought about this now. So what I'm just gonna take this apart. It's fine. It's early stages. At least I'm not like this far up and realize, oh, it's too small of a bag. I am just gonna go back to the drawing board, adjust the measurements a little bit, and gonna figure this out. This is how far I got last night. I got 1 ghost done compared to my hand. That's a pretty big ghost. It's a bit bigger than I thought, which is great. I think I probably should have made these stripes maybe a little bit bigger. It's actually a little bit wider than I thought. You saw me. I stretched it out. It looked too small. I added 10 chains and now it's bigger than the other bag. It's fine. What I think I might do is continue my original plan, and then when I get close to the top, I might add a few more rows depending on how much color I have, because I still have to do the other side. So these 2 colors are for one side, but also the white I'm gonna have to share between both sides too. But I don't need the white as much. The white is just for like the little ghosts, so it's not too bad. But yeah, gonna carry on, just go it up and see where that goes. I also think I'm gonna add little like plastic ghost eye buttons. I think that would look cute. If I can't find them, I'm just gonna use some of the black yarn. I'm making a lot of progress on this bag. It's looking pretty cute, and I kind of regret not making this a sweater. This would have made such a cute sweater or like a sweater vest, but it's too late. It's too late for that. I mean, technically, if I took everything apart, I probably could make it a sweater vest. I am just kind of contemplating if I want to make this into a sweater vest now. That's a lot to think about. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finish this panel, and then I'll think about it. If not, I'm just going to make it into a bag. It's fine. It'll be fine as a bag. I think I'll probably get more use out of it if it's a bag rather than a sweater vest. I just kind of want to point out why I do not carry my yarn. I'm attempting to do it this way, where it's like I don't carry it underneath every single stitch. It's like every few or whatever, is you can see the color behind it, okay? You can see the purple, like right there and right there and right there and right there. Like that is where I tried to hide the yarn. You can see it here with the green peeking through. This is why I don't do it. And I know it's very minimal, you can't really see it, but to me, I don't like it. This is why I don't carry the yarn, because I can see the color. Simple as that. I've tried it, it's okay. Yes, it makes the back of it look a little bit cleaner, but then I see it through the front. And if this was like a sweater that I was like really excited about, I'd be a little bit bummed out that I could see the other color coming through the white. I know it's not a big deal. I'm gonna continue doing it so that way they're all the same. For future projects, probably not. I finished the front panel and I kinda was thinking about making a vest like I had mentioned, but the thing is, if I were to make a vest, I feel like right here, I would have needed to put another ghost, which means I'd have to take like all this apart. You know, I don't want to do that. I feel like if it was supposed to be a vest, I should have made it a little bit wider. And if you're wondering why I didn't think about doing a vest in the first place, because I just didn't think about it. But also every vest that I've made, except for the giant granny square ones I like, but the other ones, not so much, which I've explained in many videos. Because I think this one would have had like the V-neck. Now I might try it again in the future, maybe next year, because I have another Halloween project that's coming out after this one, so I won't have time to do it this year. But maybe next year, or I'll do a different rendition of it. I'll make it a vest eventually. But anyhow, the other thing is I have something very special for this project that I'm waiting to get in. I wouldn't be able to use them if I were to make it a vest. We're sticking with the bag. This side's done today. Tomorrow I will be working on the second side. Last night I ended up getting this part done for the bag, and like I mentioned, I was kind of thinking maybe I should have made it into a vest, and that would have been a really good idea. But if you look at it, it'd probably be like here, and then I would start doing like the V-neck, but I feel like right here another ghost should have went there. And also I would have made it a lot wider if I would have known. It's because I haven't started. I bought the yarn, but I'm gonna be working on a Halloween themed sweater, so I didn't even think about doing this as a sweater. Also, when I was asked to do this challenge, which is it was an Instagram challenge, not so much on YouTube, so I'm just making this video on my own. Like, I didn't have to make a YouTube video, but I'm like, if I'm gonna crochet something, I'm gonna make it a video. They wanted me to pick this yarn up back, I think in May or June. Okay, so back then I was not thinking about Halloween season. I was not thinking, what am I gonna make for fall? I'm just like, a bag? I guess a bag is fine. Yeah, it was like kind of stressful. I made the first part of the bag. I'm going to be working on the second half of the bag today, but then I did go to Fabricland. So here I am going to Fabricland, and like I said, I wanted some spooky fabric, and I saw this like right off the bat, but I'm like, okay, well, what else is there? They had some really cute fabrics. Like, I had to stop myself from spending so much money, but this one was exactly what I was looking for. I honestly didn't think I was gonna find a fabric that would match my project so perfectly like this one. Then I went over to look for some straps for the bag, and I know I probably could crochet some, but I mean, like, just buying the straps just saves me so much time. Also, I feel like they're more durable than they would be if I were to have crocheted them. Ended up finding this fabric. Come on, this it's like pretty much almost the exact same green, just on camera it's picking up a little bit more pastel, but it is more vibrant. It has these bats and these cats and the purple stars and the green background, and I'm just like, this is the exact fabric I was looking for. And then when I bought it, I'm like, what if I made this bag reversible? So I'm also gonna make this bag reversible. That way I can have this on the outside and flip it inside out, or I can flip it the other way. I just have to figure out how to do that. I probably should have bought more of this. Should I have gotten longer straps? Maybe. Oh, I should have bought a meter of each. Gosh, darn it. Ooh dear. I can go back. All right, so I'm gonna have to go back to Fabricland. But now thinking about it, if I make it reversible and I fold it, there's gonna have to be, maybe not. I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay, let me just find a random bag that I have nothing in. This is my, I think you should leave bag. And I did put hamburger on the inside. Oh, okay, never mind. I think I'm good. Also, I just realized that I made this bag reversible. There we go. I have a reversible bag that's hamburgers. I made this bag, back in June? And I'm just realizing that it's reversible. So I know how to make a reversible bag. Pretty much it. I'm gonna put this lining on the inside, but also make it reversible. I wasn't paying attention. This yarn was supposed to be for this ghost. This yarn is still connected to the original
ball of yarn. Thought I cut the wrong one, but I'm like, no, that looks right. Okay. So what I have to do now is get my scissors. I'm gonna have to cut that, and I'm gonna have to cut that. It was too tight. If it was loose and it was fine, I'd be like, okay, I'll deal with that, but I can't. So I'll just tie the ends. Like I'll just tie these two pieces together, and then I have to start the new white one now, I guess. And then I'll just tie those together, and it will be fine. A little annoying, but it will be fine. What I was waiting for finally came in. It's googly eyes that are like regular teddy bear eyes, but they're googly. This is the reason why I couldn't make it into a vest, because of how pointy these edges are. I wouldn't be able to wear it.
All right, now that it's all done, I get to add the googly eyes, which I put in here so I wouldn't lose them. I've already tested one on here. I think it just looks so stinking cute. They just kind of like look like that. So you have to put this on first, so it looks like a little screw, and you just kind of like push it through, and then you have to attach this onto the back. Thinking like here, and then I'm just pushing it through, and then I'm taking this little plastic, pushing it on. Make sure it's real tight, so it's not gonna go anywhere until it clicks. That's what that looks like. And then I'll put another one right here. There. Essentially how you put them on. It looks a little cross-eyed. It's so cute though. They also look like Pac-Man creatures. The Pac-Man ghosts? Now what I'm gonna do is, because these are supposed to be in like a teddy bear or some type of crocheted animal, like these little notches, you wouldn't notice because they're in a head. I'm gonna like snip them off using these. Not all the way, just like a little bit, like maybe half. You know, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. If anything, it just makes it a little bit sharper. So I think I'll just leave them long. I was thinking about cutting them, but cutting them, they're still gonna stick out. Now I just have to do the other one and then sew them together and then put the liner in, and that's pretty much the project. This is the fabric that I chose. I mean, look at it. It's Halloween. It has like vintage cats on it. It's the green, it's the purple. It will be perfect for this. Now that the inner layer is done and this is done, I can now stitch it on. Now I am going to be hand sewing it just because it's easier, I feel. I almost forgot, I almost like did it wrong, but this is how it's supposed to look. The wrong side is supposed to be outside, so then that way when I sew it into the bag and I open it up, I'll have the pattern. What I have to do is I have to line it up and then stitch it here, and I think I'm gonna have to use purple. I was gonna use green, but in hindsight, I probably should have ended with a green instead of a purple, but here we are, it's fine. Do I have a purple? I have this purple, and that's more of a, not really a purple, and that's too dark of a purple. This one's too gray. I think I'm just gonna go with this. It's not gonna be shown as much as you think. So I'm just gonna go with this purple. Didn't even think about buying a purple for this. All right, here we go. There's the bag. It was actually a really simple project. I just kind of was being a procrastinator and didn't want to do the sewing parts. I know, I love sewing. I even bought one of these bad boys. I haven't sewn in months because I don't know. Ever since I got addicted to crocheting, sewing has kind of been on the back burner.
Out of the way, you.
Sewing the bag was so simple. It was so simple, and I just didn't want to do it. But anyways, here we are. We got the bags. This is how it looks. I love how I use the two different colors for the straps. I also love how the lining of the bag is the same as the yarn that I bought. Like, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. If I wasn't able to do it, I don't really know what I would have bought. Anywho, here it is. Maybe I should just try it on. So this is what it looks like. I really do like it. It's perfect. I first thought that it might have been a little bit too wide and too short. I love how I went with the googly eyes. They don't really Google that much, but I think it's just the cutest little touch compared to me just using like the yarn or plain black button eyes. To crochet it took me about 11 hours to crochet. To do everything else, not even an hour. It didn't even take me an hour to sew the bag, to sew the straps onto the bag, to attach the bag on here. It probably took me a half an hour, and I put it off for like 2 weeks. I didn't even intentionally do this on purpose, but then when I thought of it, I'm like, I should just make it reversible. I'm not gonna put like food products in here or anything that would dirty up the fabric. If anything, it's probably just gonna be crocheting things and maybe a water bottle. Here it is, reversed. I think this is such a good idea. I don't know why I haven't thought of that for the other bags, and it's so funny because the other one, which I'm not too sure where it is, the I think you should leave bag, that one's also reversible, and I didn't even think about it, because what I did is when I sewed the straps, I sewed it on the bad side, and so when I attached them together, it sandwiched in between the two layers. Really cute bat and cat bag. Look how cute this is. It's so adorable. The only thing is that the eyeballs from the ghosts poke through a little bit. I mean, it's not gonna like poke me. Like if I do this, I feel it. For the most part, it's fine. So cute. Like I really like this. And then of course, flip back and we have the little ghost bag again. I thought I was gonna need way more yarn than I did. I did not need way more yarn. Still have 2 full skeins. I thought I was gonna need all of it for this bag. Nope. And the white, I had rolled them up into 2, so then that way I didn't have a lot of, I'm just gonna do this. That way I didn't have a lot of stripes, like threads going like across. 1 ball of yarn could be for one ghost, 1 ball of yarn could be for the other ghost. I never had to work on 3 at once. So like when I would get to this ghost, this one down here was already done, so I had already cut the yarn for that. I personally like doing that, whereas, you know, in my earlier ones, ooh, that was a challenge because I didn't know what I was doing. But here we are, makes more sense. This is how much of the purple I have left. So I started with this. This is how much I have left. I don't know what happened to my green ball of yarn because I have a yarn madness mess down there. I went yarn shopping, and that's a whole video that will come out eventually. I did have roughly a little bit more of the green yarn left. So if you want to make this bag, the pattern will be on my Patreon, just letting you know. But you're not gonna need any more than 235 meters. That is 257 yards. Times that by 2, and then add, I guess, 1 more for the white ghosts. And this is the very fine yarn. Like, I don't know if I put this really close. It's a really fine yarn. I had to use a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. It actually suggested to use a 4 millimeter. I just used a 4.5, that was fine. It is a 3 lightweight yarn. If you want to make it and you're not gonna order from them, then I would suggest using the Paton Astra yarn. That's a very similar weight yarn, I feel. If I were to have made it a vest, it wouldn't have worked for this, for obvious reasons. It's way too small. I think what I would have done with my belt is starting there. I probably would have started it here, had some ribbing on the bottom. This would have had to like come to the side a lot more, and I would have done like a V shape. I think making this a vest would have also worked really nice, and I probably could have. I would have definitely had enough yarn to make it into a vest. It's fine. I think I'm gonna use it a lot more as a tote bag than a vest, because every time I'm like, I'm gonna be a vest person and I'm gonna wear vests, and then the vest season comes and I'm like, I don't want to wear vests. That's not my style. Love this bag, super cute, really quick to make. I give this a 10 out of 10. I think I did a really good job. Once again, this pattern will be on my Patreon if y'all want to make it, so definitely head over there. It's $5 a month, and you get access to all of my previous crochet project patterns and grids, and all future ones, which I do have a spooky Halloween one coming up soon. I just have to finish crocheting it, and then that will be a cute little sweater. Hopefully it'll come out soon so you guys can make it before Halloween. But if you're like me, you're just gonna wear Halloween stuff all year round, so it doesn't really matter when you make it. That does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on Instagram and my TikTok. I think that's it. So y'all have a good day now.